Everything is being said right here. Everything you need to know about Liberia, just tune to Spoon. It's time for your program, Spoon Talk. And so if you are there, we are here. The program is live on Spoon TV, on Fabric TV, on Super TV. The program is also live on Spoon 107.5 FM, Fabric 101.1 FM, Super 95.5 right here. So we say welcome, welcome, gather, gather. You and your friends and family, all your groups. They're also live on YouTube. Yes, and that is Phone Talk. That is the handle. A lot of things have been happening, across Liberia since the beginning of the week. Happy new month to you. Today is the first day of May 2026, the second quarter of the year. Moving fast. First day is already almost over. Talking about second day, and the next thing you know, the second month is over, and then we're getting the third month, which is June, and then the second quarter is over. And so whatever the occasion you are celebrating, we are here celebrating with you on Spoon Talk. We welcome you wherever you are, whatever you are doing. We encourage you to share the show and, make sure everybody come on and watch the program. All our Oman there, the other Oman say, I get patient for the Facebook because I can't understand that whole thing. And, they say that network, that internet, that different things, even though she has a smartphone. So I say, Oman, then just go to Facebook. You type Spoon Talk, Spoon TV Live, and in the search, I show it to her. So the Oma is watching now. I'm glad. The Oma says she's tired of just listening just to the radio. She wants to see the CEO and the rest of the people, and all of the people that can be talking. She said, even the other producers, I want to see your faces. Maybe the Oma will not be sure if I really work for Spoon. I will not see my face. I had to help her. So we say welcome, welcome. Happy new month to all of you. Maybe somebody celebrating their occasion today, be a birthday, wedding, anniversary, whatever it is. At the same time, people are mourning, People lost loved ones today as well. Our heartfelt condolences to all of you. Feeling those pain. We pray God heal your hearts, and at the same time, we pray for those in the hospitals who are not feeling well. We pray you get well soon. This is Spoon Talk. Spoon Talk cares about everybody, everywhere. The fact that you are listening, you are watching, you are viewing, you are sharing, you are commenting, you are even relaying the show. Voice of Liberia, we appreciate you, in other platforms across Liberia. And in connection for the death of his wife, LNP, that's the Liberia National Police, charges Sam Jackson for manslaughter, negligent homicide. The executive director of the Office of War and Economic Crime calls for increased international support to establish the court in Liberia. And President Joseph Boakai reaffirms government's commitment in strengthening the health sector as it launches ear and hearing care project. Those are just headline stories. And so we say welcome, welcome. World Press Freedom Day comes on the 3rd of May. And that is on Sunday, so it's going to be celebrated on Monday as well. But in Liberia, the Press Union of Liberia and journalists and, affiliating members and full-time members are also going to be going to Kakata. We'll talk to the Press Union of Liberia president this morning on our morning show. His name is Julius Kanuba, and he told us, activities marking that, and also talking about the awards coming up. And people are applying for different categories. But World Press Freedom Day is celebrated annually worldwide. Tell you highlights the importance of media independence and honors journalists. Established by the UN in 1993, this day defends media independence, evaluates press freedom, and honors journalists who have lost their lives. The 2026 Global Conference will take place on May 4th to the 5th. It's going to be happening in Lusaka, Zambia, focusing on journalist safety. Every time such a program or a big occasion is being celebrated, they always have the theme for the day. They aim to raise awareness of media freedom as a pillar of democracy and to protect journalists from violence. So if you are there, you want to just celebrate the journalists around Liberia, you want to celebrate journalists, those fallen journalists, and those who are still actively involved in the profession, this noble profession called journalism. People go to school for 4, 5, 6 years. Some people go to school for 3 months, 6 months. Yeah, they say they are journalists too, but no problem. The fact that you are actively involved, you are also a journalist. So the World Press Freedom Day is coming. It's going to be celebrated worldwide. No discrimination. And different things happen across Liberia. Also brought you headlines from our Spoon newsroom. Yes. We are also going to open the lines and make sure you call us and tell us what is on your mind. What is that thing? Maybe there's something about the economy. It could be the agriculture sector. It could be the health sector. It could be about climate change. Whatever it is. Maybe you are interested in farming. You want to make sure Liberia can produce our own food. You are also concerned about the climate change. The rain is already here. We know that, but people are still waiting until water starts floating their mattresses in their homes before they understand. At the same time, when it comes to electricity, some people are still tapping free of charge, tapping, free current, stealing current, using the wrong wires, and so at times you hear a lot of disasters. Pray against them. Don't worry, we are going to take a course very soon. I already know the numbers. We'll still announce the numbers. At the same time, I'm going to bring you bits and pieces of information where it concerns Liberia. But the panelists, as they come on, they are going to discuss different issues. I know they have talking points for you. You too. In fact, you are the first panelist because you always call on the show even before the panelists come in. We would like to say happy pre-birthday to our boss. His birthday is also on a Monday, I tell you. Yeah, May 4th. So all of you say I love see you. I want to see you. I want to see you. I want to see you. Do that one for me. Well, not time to pray for see your birthday. All the birthday shout out. Me, I'm here tonight, so you and myself will celebrate CEO tonight as well. What's that one? Yes, I said so many thanks to all of you for all the birthday shout out. All the love shown me on April 27th. Highly appreciated. God bless you all. Our CEO himself made me be. Yeah, that's what right. We are part of the CEO talk, but you see what talking about me. All I get coming from the market, they almost selling chicken feet and drumstick. She got my number. I know that your birthday was Jenna, on spoon talk. Highly appreciate it. Everybody, family members, friends, my children. Yeah, I love you all the fans and those who just love Spoon. They don't know me like that, but they love the network, so they celebrate with me as well. Yeah, also the 10th of May is World Press Freedom Day, my people. We're going to be celebrating journalists. There are fallen journalists. Some of them died on duty. You understand? They went to cover stories. Some of them went to the war front. They were killed, for doing their job. We're going to be celebrating them, and it's going to be in Kakata here in Liberia, but worldwide is going to be celebrated in Zambia, Lusaka. So if you are there, we are here. Now put the calls through. I'm going to, break pieces of news to you from our Spoon News folder and also on our Spoon TV page. So let's hear you. 077771075, 05551101075. Again, 077771075 and 05551101075. Let's hear you. Call us and tell us what is on your mind. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Good evening. How are you?
You're not setting up market on Spoon Talk to now.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. What is your name, sir?
Sorry, my name is Momo Colley from Fenner.
Momo Colley?
Yeah.
Momo and Colley. All right. What is on your mind, Momo?
Yeah, I say I've been calling this. You didn't know it. And why it's on my mind from my home came off from Lofa Bridge to Todmore Bread.
Uh-huh.
My sister, I want you to tell CEO, I'm going to your generally there. The
Okay.
road is closing generally to say the farm road, that big road, and Mano River. That's from Todmore Bread. The road is closing with Bridge. The people using the company road to pass to get on the quota to come Morovia. All the cars are passing there. Only people that have things to do with the other that they want passing there. And you know, they spend a lot of money on that road. They can grade it, they can pull the project capital development for, they can allocate money for that road. And we don't know how the people can do. Our authority that is there. I came from Cape Town, we pass with the road. The road, just a farm road. I said, then when you come down from Lofa Bridge, right before Baytown, coming down the hill, the whole place is closed. I've been wishing to tell you 2 days I can call the program, just can't see you, I can't vote you. So my sister, I beg you,
You already came through. Thank you.
Our country authority, that one is not the president. Our authority, there they see that road because they get in car, they will walk black. Please, we're backing them. Let them look at that road. Even they can give some phone to the towns there on the road, brush for your own town to the other town, brush for your own town to the other town.
They should give them phone to brush their own town road. They should give them funny or they need equipment, utensils.
I don't hear you, sister. Share.
You said they should get them money or they should get them something so they can brush the road.
Yeah, because what happened? The government has left the road. You know, everything is government. They use the car road. The people will not break the road because the company there, company will pass there, so it will not be like they get town where they do. So why the government get allocated and they can do in the city, they let people do road start brushing. They get them, so now they mark them dollar per day, dollar per portion. So it's no way now, no machine is not grading the road. That is doing a lot of the citizens open the road.
All right,
but that road
thank
is
you.
a very leading road for it to be like bush road.
All right,
you
thank
go
you.
to Lofa is jam packed. The road is closed with market. But come down from Lofa Bridge, they can come down. The car road is closed.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Over there. All the machines
Your
that
message is clear.
I wish I should be in government. I will go to some.
Good evening.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you?
Okay.
My name is Honorable Emmanuel Kuo, calling from Lateral District number 9.
All right, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say this seriously. The things that been happening to me since 2004 up to now, the case even to the police. One Madam Meriboto working Joe Boaga government. She attempted killing me through food and job poison. She even acknowledged that she killed the on Maputo Yepa, former popular world minister. That woman ain't one of the have to tell me because I do not agree that she want to kill me for on her friends at Foco. And what Madam Meriboto did to me. So the case coming in court. And I take a series of treatment now as I'm talking to you. So I got a court order now in my wallet, in my room, for that woman. Isha will go to Salem Temple. She driving these people now to not attend to my case. I even call Gregory Koma. I should appear, to Central today so they can enforce that arrest order for that Madam Meriboto.
Sorry, so what's your name again? What is your name again?
Emmanuel Kuo from Lateral District number 9, Fontaine. She live around the SOS. I used to take care of that woman, maintenance, do everything for that woman. I was poisoning the food and drug.
All right, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
All right. Emmanuel Core, 0777710750, 0555101075. Call us. Let's hear you. What is that thing that is on your mind? Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Right now. How are you?
I'm okay, sir. You're live on the show.
Well, calling you from Grand Gita, ready to be precise.
Hey, Grand Gita in the building. What is on your mind?
Yeah, my concern and worry have to do with the way the country is running. Others that are enjoying, that have people in government, whenever they see wrong, they will back it to say that's the right. But I don't live that. Whether you mama or you or say you do wrong, the people are forgetting about tomorrow, and that's my major fear. Tomorrow, the whole country, that what our CEO was saying yesterday, any government wants an unity party, they will want unity party or officials. And all of people, when they go there, they will just be wanting, and the whole country will be divided from years to years upon years to come. I'm really worried and really worried about that kind of thing. So I just pray that all can really see, NSC receive, so that they will be able to unite each and every one of us in Liberia, so that our country will move forward.
All right, sir. Thank you. You want unity. It is a good thing. The country can be divided due to political interests. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
You are live on the show, sir.
Yeah, I'm G. I got TCM Genius, and my concern, or what is my mind, is that that would be very friend to those Guinea forces, right? We got enough men and women like that can defend our nation. That thing Guinea doing equality tomorrow, we'll get ready for them. We put aside. And I wasn't now so diplomatic, and we go radical. So Guinea got to be very careful. We are more tolerant than what they're doing. So that's what my mom today to inform the Guineans, to inform Mama about Dumuya. To be very careful with us.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Good evening. Whoa. You're on. You are on the show.
Hello.
Yeah, you're live.
There's a Bako United Party in the people.
What's on your mind, sir?
You can hear me?
Clearly, what is on your mind?
On my mind, go to the comment minister. I appeal to her, I will go. If she wants to get la pen to away, no, the time. The new year is about to stand on the street, you move, and that time for it. Voilà, j'ai tout fait. Il faut something there. Il faut something there. If you move inside, the same people vote for the woman. Who want to pretend to the government and then go to the past president that you want to meet people today. Chicken and say, when you say something that I know. They're not good. It's not good for them. Who are the problem? And all of them say, if you want to be in a country, and the deputy minister spoke. The money was given that no government chasing journalists, they people no journalists, people or speak. So tomorrow, they get to this. Nobody got down, they get for a limit. They do anything want to do in no campaign. They go all over the country. For the minister, they have to do the work. Working as in off.
Thank you, sir.
Get a pop, come on, speak the pop, anyway. So get more time to talk. We all got to pay the country.
Thank you.
We got to pay the country. The country for every last rent. Don't go to the station and just talk anything you want to talk. If I was saying, why you tell the opportunity? We pay the country and then go to the LC boss, the people working. Yeah, you want to work the charging country. They all beginning instead of police. That's what the people. That's why I don't want to now don't command. Is that the making working people? That was the run the country. They don't take a people to the comment or whether how you work comment. So if you comment, you say I comment or whether.
Thank you, sir. 077771075 05551101075 for all of those watching. Thank you. Please share the show. Good evening.
Good evening.
You're live on the show. What is your name?
This is the first of
Manjo, you gotta be audible. You on Spoon Talk.
And I said, this is the first of Macho calling you from opposite UPS.
All right, Macho, what's on your mind? I'm sorry, we can't continue with you. You have to change your location and call back. Good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, you live on the show. Good evening. What is your name?
My sister. Very serious burning issue. But the first thing, Barish, I'll call you from a resident in GGY supermarket.
What is that burning issue?
Yeah, thank you. I really want you to help me, and I will continue to follow Spoon FM. The Minister of Education, Labor Minister, to come on your show. That we have been hard in the country when it comes to we the teachers in the schools. Government is trying, if they want to remove or to eradicate inequality in this country, as government is trying to buttress the effort of paying teachers and make education better in this country, they should also look in the direction of private schools. The private schools are paying less taxes. In fact, some of them are not paying taxes because they got churches, they got schools. They're making millions of dollars. But visit them and see the payroll, the money they are giving to private teachers. You will feel sorry for us that in the private sector that teaching in the classroom. How do they expect the country to be better when teachers are not better paid in private schools? So I want the government, especially Spoon, to call the Minister of Education and the Labor Minister to go from school to school to see the inequality that we are facing in this country when it comes to payment of teachers. I'm betting that they are humiliating us. We are tired with it. We got to start on this issue. We can't be laboring in the classes to be better and they're not paying us. It's hurting. It's denigrating.
Your group, I know you both have your group, so you can come together and send your message. Yeah, if you say we should move from school to school, asking the people, asking the administration, it is not Spoon Network job. But yeah, you can come here and talk your own. So like I said earlier on, that the World Press Freedom Day is the 3rd of May, and that is on Sunday. And the theme for this year is Shaping a Future of Peace, promoting press freedom for human rights, development, and security. Yeah, we had to talk about it a little bit, because this is a whole media network. It is Spoon Network. Of course, Spoon Network will definitely talk about World Press Freedom Day. All right, so let's give you some stories from our news folder. Samuel Jackson has been charged by the Liberia National Police in connection with the death of his wife, Tony Jackson. According to the LNP, the charges include manslaughter, negligent homicide, reckless endangerment of another person's life, and aggravated assault. All right. Police Inspector General spoke today, and we have that audio. We know Sponsor will touch on it. The panelists will talk about that. The Executive Director of the Office of War and Economic Crime has called for increased international support to establish war and economic crime court in Liberia. The appeal was made by the Executive Director of the Office for the Establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court, Dr. Jala Babu, during the 15th anniversary of the Justice and Corrections Standing Capacity in Monrovia. Dr. Babu called on the United Nations to provide increased timely support to ensure the establishment of the court. He stressed the need for the rapid deployment of expert teams to assist Liberia's justice sector. Yeah, he spoke today, and President Joseph Boakai has reaffirmed his government's commitment. All right, so let's take more calls. Good evening.
Good evening. This is the Chief Security.
All right, Chief Security, that's just your name?
Yeah, normally I don't call my name. The Chief Security for Spoon FM.
Okay, Chief Security. What is on your mind?
What is on my mind is to continue to motivate the Spoon Network. This guy shouldn't take nobody here. I know this job you're doing that is the best way to do the journalism job. And nothing should fail to be a threat. And the Spoon Network, so far as I'm concerned, in Liberia, that network will be the network that everybody will run to at the end of the day.
Thank you.
Yeah, but the other day you told me I should text my number that you're going to send it to the CEO. What happened?
CEO will call you, yeah?
Okay, so thank you, Mama.
All right. Okay, 077771075, 05551101075. Let's take call from here. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, you're live on the show, sir.
Yeah, I'm calling you from Mbakri. My name is Dagway. Okay. Well, I have an issue. The issue on my mind. I'm begging the president and the public that please come to the police station. Some of us are DP, and I'm not taking our DP money. So other boys are taking the DP money. So taking the president, taking them.
Okay, thank you. 077771075, 05551101075. Callers, and let's hear you. What is on your mind? At the same time, we appreciate our viewers. They are there telling us where they are following us from. We say welcome to Spoon Talk, and we encourage you to share the show and make sure everybody come and listen or watch. Yeah, and at the same time, wherever province, whatever time it is in your country, we are worldwide and live streaming right now. And so we are on Facebook, and the handle is Spoon TV Live. We are also on Fabric TV Live and Super TV Live. Either way, YouTube, it is Spoon Talk. All right. Be a part of the discussion. Listen to everything about Liberia right here on the show tonight. Good evening.
Okay. How are you, my dear? Hi, come on.
I'm okay,
I'm
sir.
a George calling from Red Light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's on my mind? I want to tell Spoon FM, thank you. Myself, I used to hate Spoon FM, but later on, I got to know that Spoon FM is doing well for us. At least he opened us to the whole suffering for this country. He know it. He keep opening Nana and leave the Spoon FM too up because he know now to relax on his station because he's really helping us now to know that our country needs to be developed. Because the people that we can put that they can already let us down. Or you can tell it the truth and he make us know that things are not good for us before I do it to us. And I like it. It's not for anybody, for Liberian people. So I say thank you. We will keep doing work. God will bless you more and more.
Amen. Hey, birthday coming on.
Okay.
The man birthday coming. They see you.
What time is your birthday?
On Monday.
Monday. Where happy celebration where?
Oh, you can get no blessing in here for you talk about the celebration.
I will blessing. He will live long. Who will live long forever and ever. He will keep doing it well. Nobody will make scared. The 11 by a star. Let him continue his work. He come very go put on to listen to him because he keeps telling all the truth. The truth is for us. It's not for Juga Baga, it's not for Jovia, it's not for anybody. We are do good and you will follow.
So right now you got it, the station, the radio on your Bluetooth and the speaker in the community. Everybody listening.
Yeah, everybody listening.
Thank you.
Well,
all right. Thank you, yeah.
Okay, well, thank you.
All right, let's take this. I will tell you happy pre-birthday. Good evening.
Hello, Lorena.
George Malba.
Yes, this specific was a country committee, Lorena.
All right, Mr. Malba.
The topic. Lorena, the term of months today, I just want to comment person Waka and the past. Those people, I want to comment the still coming up working at that table. But those countries for every you know, and you're setting all the places. All the comments between just a rubber town. Our parents look at what we wanna have what we look at to all the way putting room. The person is working. The test, those people are actually working their place before it's not matter before we buy and so we are planning now. Money on our way the free the something but just why we want go Ghana for? Why we want go Cameroon for? Why we want go Africa for? Because the people want to develop. La big party around because yesterday I get pressed way back to we are so just free money to this say that Jensi Buka or try to Tennessee you like or not.
Thank you, yeah.
Never will not have a power for a person. That's tired. Like open now. People love development. People like to see people happy in their own country. They see a foreigner and move on their own country. Foreigner can see.
All right. Everybody loves development. That is so true. Good evening.
Good evening. Stevie Babe calling from Black Point.
What's up? Welcome to the show, sir.
Okay, you know what is in my mind? I want to tell you tonight for you to pass the message to Southern Water California, America. That we, Mariah, Kula Bufana, Water School, Ali Krahi, and other people, they don't want girl in this struggle today. As I'm talking to me and my daughter, we get nothing to eat. So they must try to move in this trouble here. They don't want to say, they don't want to do good for all, people our table, do that, and they took the election and get to the men. So they then, everybody trouble for our suffering. Thank you.
All right. I'll tell you. Good evening. What happened? You've been trying to get on. Yeah. You are on. You finally got through. Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, you know, I have my food sitting before me. Let me share the joke with you first. I have my food sitting before me. I say, if I go through the line, when I eat today, it's so good. Oh, it's so much time.
No hunger strike on Spoon Talk.
Yeah, seriously. But anyway, thank you. Let me say happy birthday to the CEO. And I wish him many years to come. My concern have been to our former president's speech or interview she had on OKFM 2 days ago. She said, wiring, she spoke on wiring issue, but I want to be specific to the part of what she mentioned when they asked her about Yaya Koluva or his removal or his expulsion. And she said it was unfair because, and she mentioned that people should be given the time, opportunity, freedom of speech. And then she also said they should be responsible for what they say as well. So, it brings me to the place of conclusion that all of our politicians are just, they are very contradictory in their speech or in what they say. If you say people should be held responsible for what they say, it means Yaya Koluva was held responsible for the things he said. And you said he was wrongfully removed. So I try to look at the two, how to make sense of it. Again, she mentioned some issue on the current president, and you understand. But then I think Liberian politicians should learn now to speak truth, whether they are in power or they are out of power. And it doesn't have nothing to regret now. She don't even need power anymore. So it will be better for her to say things. Because when she was in power, I remember she closed her Costa radio station here. All right. And
your cell went awful. 077771075 05551101075. Good evening. Yes, sir.
I'm Zachary Johnson calling from the White Johnsonville.
Okay, sir. Welcome to Spoon Talk.
Okay. So while on my mind is to whom who preach equity with cleansing. Now that Teto Waterspoon, Alexander Teto Waterspoon have been contributing immensely to our society. He preached justice. I want to know about his case with the American government, his convicted case. You can never talk about it. Only the government you will always go there to now. So I want to know. Thank you.
Thank you too. 077771075 05551101075. I answered and you went off. Okay. Good evening. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. I've been fighting to get on the line. You are getting on stream for me to get on the line. There are some issues that I got. Yeah. Okay. You see, I would hardly want to commend the government for where they are going. They are opening the country, but there's an issue. Okay, rules and things that we're facing. But the one that they will do not maintain it, they will just be the waste. My attention has been drawn to the Japanese highway. Hello?
You are live, sir.
Yeah, okay. You see the bridge to Stephen Tower. There's a double bridge there.
Okay.
People come from the community, take that from the community and come and waste it between the two bridges. Then at times they will go and put fire on it.
Oh. All right. Yeah, I think he is trying to talk about some environmental control. Some things that happen in the environment. We experienced that too in Peloton, District 6, where we have this old woman in our community that can just burn there every day, morning, afternoon, evening. And the smoke is just in the air, pollution. So EPA needs to visit. Yeah. All right. 077771075 05551101075. People are angry with my heading for saying the city dirty. And the city is dirty. 077771075 05551101075. So people finding their own way of, recycling. And they just pot it dirt up and then they put it on smoke. And it's everybody in the community, children there, nobody cares. They just get rid of the dirt that way. Good evening.
Good evening, Lorena.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, this is Oscar Ziegman calling from Monrovia.
Oscar Ziegman, welcome to Spoon Talk.
Lorena, what all my mind have to do with the rule of living from from Nimba to Southeastern.
Mm.
Marina, when you reach to Gamta, heading to Sakaitie is an area there called CMC Junction.
Mm-hmm.
The road is very, very, yes, CMC Junction.
Okay.
Where they got that train trap. Marina, that area has become a death trap for all travelers, or Eastern travelers.
Mm.
Every 3-4 days, accident takes place there.
Wow.
So I want to take this time to call upon the Minister of Public Works.
Mm-hmm.
After our CNC Junction, to CNC Junction, there the car is very narrow.
Okay.
Every day, accident taking place. And so the government has to come to the aid of the citizen and see how best they can spend at least $1 million to direct that road and get rid of the car. Because the citizen life conference and our government work in the interest of the citizen, we cannot have a minister who going around with 10 cars in a convoy using thousands of dollars. Then the citizens are dying on a daily basis because of the train trap or because of what. So we're calling them, we're backing them, let it come to the air of the citizen and redirect that car. Thank you.
All right. 077771075 055101075. Call us and be live on the show. This is Spoon Talk. Wherever you are, call us and let's hear you as we break some news stories to you. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, my Lavina.
Good evening, Mama.
My name is Margot from Mikey.
Welcome.
Yeah, the issue on my mind is Joseph Boakai, he's trying his best for Liberia. Some of the things we are not seeing, we are seeing it now. Look at in Kakata, the road that the men have paved there. But still people are complaining. And when the men go and talk to the citizen, why they say the citizen liar can deviate the thought different one. And we will not even know the boat. We understand what the public can say. So that was on my mind.
Thank you.
So that's it.
All right. Thank you so much, Mommy. 077771075 or 05551101075. If you are there, we are here. Call us and be live on the show. Ex-President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf condemns Koluba's expulsion, decries filthy Monrovia, and weighs in on key national issues. Is in the print media. My Ellen is seated there. Former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf has strongly criticized the recent expulsion of Montserrado County District 10 Representative Yekewa Koluba, describing the decision as a threat to freedom of speech and democratic governance. Her comments came amid growing backlash from policymakers, legal experts, and political figures over the controversial action taken by the House of Representatives. Not the way to go. Speaking on the Truth Breakfast show recently, Madam Sirleaf said expelling a lawmaker over expressions of speech undermines constitutional protections. Certainly, I don't think someone should be expelled because of freedom of speech, she said. I don't think this is the way to go. Referencing Article 15 of the 1986 Constitution, which guarantees freedom of expression, Sirleaf stressed that dissenting views should not attract such severe punishment. Freedom of speech is something that we must respect. That's what makes good governance, she added. Background to Koluba's expulsion, the House of Representatives, you already know the story. Yep, so we are going to break in stories for you as well. Okay? So if you are there, we are here. Call us and be live on Spoon Talk. 077771075 05551101075. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Babylon, and good evening to the peace loving people of Brentwood County.
What is your name, sir?
This is Tommy Nime Rabo. I will join you from my former bridge resident.
Okay, what is on your mind?
Oh, thank you very much, Miss Lorena. Lorena, what is on my mind is about this city police issue. The way the city police behave to their citizens, they not behaving fine. We know very well that it's not prudent to stare on the road or to be standing around. But before government take people from somewhere like Douala, you got to find substitute to the traveling. We have This swamp that Uncle Road, that you can just drive that swamp. Everybody will be there, just be there because the road is coming. So let everybody be there to be doing their markets at the same time, because the market, mind you, the market is subsidizing everybody in Monrovia. The women, we the men, we're working for $75, $80. But then the problem about the women, they helping taking bribe money, and but when they say the police catch them, they will take their goods and then spoil it. Sometimes they will go and get the money and they hold the money. It's not correct. The government got to help the citizens.
Okay,
we know that road is passing. So thank you. That was on my mind this evening. Thank you for letting me time.
You are welcome. Spoon Talk right here on Spoon 107.5 FM. We are broadcasting programs of information, education, and entertainment. And we are going to take more calls. Good evening.
Hello?
Yes, sir. What is your name and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, Lever Jiba plus money calling from Kokoto.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, what's on my mind this evening is they
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying the Guinea situation for the legislature to ask the president to tell the Liberian people how the situation looks or how it's going. That was on my mind.
Thank you. You want to know what is happening at the Solomba border?
Yes, sir.
All right. 077771075 05551010075. Good evening.
Good evening.
Your name and where you calling us from? Sir? Yeah. Oh wow. Wow, that's a new January. Thank you.
I wish Mr. Senator A. Waterspoon happy birthday in advance. And I pray hope live to see many more happy birthdays to come. Have a good night.
Wow. I mean, we'll take you to the studio. You know, I thought it was for me, but I still like it. The fact that you can whistle the birthday song is a good thing. We need to look in that direction when it comes to entertainment, where people can just go to the studio and whistle the whole song. Yeah. That means, you know, you're going to make lots of money because you know what it means? To not be singing and be whistling. 077771075 05551010075. Good evening.
Good evening, madam.
Welcome to the show, sir. What is your name?
Thank you. My name is Levi Cindy, and basically I'm phoning from Chicken to Factory. Happy birthday, fresh.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. What is on my mind? Yeah, what is on my mind has to do with the issue of Yeke Koruba expulsion from the house. You see, yesterday, when Mr. Koruba was on the City Spring, insulting the former president and other people at the time. Even the president, now the current president used to be president, to say, yes, we need power. But the way you proceeding, it is wrong. Not go this way. He did not do that. He was there. He should come like old people one side, and then he be laughing on the side. So they say, they are all saying now that they have no moral. They are yet to get moral because they were there clapping. So if my children doing wrong in the house and I cannot talk, then when they bring it up to myself, you think I will bleed there? No, I will not bleed there. Look, let it get them. Let it get your kids. No, you see, they were brought a war in the country in 1990 that somebody see Joseph Boakai is drawing close to. Making people to get angry. It is not good for us.
Thank you, yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so if you're there, we are here. This is Spoon Talk right here on Spoon 107.5 FM, Fabric 101.1. We're also live on Super 95.5, and we are on YouTube. Our handle is Spoon Talk. Please subscribe to the channel and, hit the notification button. Make sure you get notified whenever we go live. But we are live right now on Facebook, and of course, our handle is Spoon TV Live. In the next couple of minutes, the CEO and the rest of the panelists are going to be coming on, and we already have our guest in studio, and so there's going to be a conversation, all right? And you want to know, and this is where the Liberian people gather. They come here to get every information that they need to get about Liberia and its surroundings. And that is why we are here. I am your producer tonight. My name is Lorena Honoré. 107.5 is the frequency, and 101.1 is also another frequency. And of course, 95.5 is another frequency. I see Mr. Winfred Russell. He's in the back. I'm going to bring him on live. Mr. Russell, good evening, sir. You are muted.
How are you, ma'am? It is great being here. It's great seeing you, and thanks for holding down the fort. I see you're getting a lot of interesting calls, a lot of people chiming in and contributing to the discourse. So I appreciate it. Always feel blessed to be a part of this platform, to be a part of the conversation that is trying to help shape Liberia. So thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you, sir. So I believe you are going to be talking to our guest, and I'm going to give our guest my seat.
Who's our guest?
I don't want to put honorable to his name because he might say, no, don't put honorable to my name, but I know him. He has our children playing soccer. Yeah, Mr. Kwok, Castle Kwok.
Okay, all right, nice. I mean, your kids play football?
My son do go to play football. Yeah. Practice sometimes. Yeah.
Okay. How old is he?
The future of Liberia, 9 years old.
Oh, okay. So he's a football protege. So he's working his way up the ranks. You know, I mean, that's good. So one of these days you'll be playing for
I'll be a soccer mom. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you'll be a soccer mom. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know.
You know, when it's time contract, it's millions and millions and millions and hundreds of millions. And
so is that what you're looking forward to? So you're trying to live vicariously through your son, huh?
But right now my son is living through me, sir.
So
I'm going to bring him in.
Okay.
So you start the conversation until the other panelists come through.
For sure. Okay.
So about there are different unfolding issues in the country. I know you want to be talking about that before I set him up. If that is
I mean, there are a number of issues that are unfolding in the country. I'm not sure which one we're going to tackle first. But it's great being here, and if you are out there watching us, Spoon TV, Spoon Live, Spoon Talk Live, please share the show, invite your friends, tell them to come on and be a part of this great conversation and helping to shape the direction of Liberia. I'm always appreciative coming on here and interacting with all of the listeners and all of the callers. I was just in Liberia and saw how things are progressing in many respects. We still have some challenges that are being worked on, and I hope they are worked on. But for the most part, things are okay. Things could be better, but things are okay. How are you there, sir? I think you still have Lorena's name under. So she may want to change that. How are you there, sir?
I'm great, and you?
I'm okay. Thanks for being here, and thanks for joining us. The rest of the panelists will be joining us shortly. My name is Winfred Russell. What is your name, sir?
Mr. Cassell Anthony Kwok Sr.
Okay, Mr. Cassell.
Yep.
Mr. Cassell Anthony Kwok Sr.
Yep, sir.
Okay. And what brings you to Spoon Talk today, tonight? What are you going to be sharing with us? What are some of the good things you have to share with our viewers and our listeners and all of the people who are listening, driving back home from work? They want to hear you. What are some of the things you would like to share with us?
I thought, anyway, maybe you don't have the information, but I'm here regarding the Liberia Football Association.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's good. I mean, when the rest of the team gets here, we'll be getting in depth into that conversation, and we'll be talking to you about all the different things you have to share with us. Are you familiar with what is your current position now with the Liberia Football Association, by the way?
I'm the president and CEO of FC Facel, and also the CEO of the Tammy Girls, 2 champions of Liberian football, current champions of Liberian football.
Now, there's is it the Division 1 football? Is it Division?
Yeah, male and female division, upper leagues.
Okay, so the upper league. Great. Are you familiar with the Lone Star International Friendly match that will be taking place in Minnesota for July 26th? Lone Star will be coming to the great state of Minnesota to play the Major League Soccer team here. Are you familiar with that?
Not quite familiar with that.
Okay. So I was just in country and talking to a number of critical stakeholders about this international friendly match that will be taking place July 26th. That's our Independence Day. It's going to take place here in Minnesota between the Lone Star, our national football team, the men's senior men's national football team, and we'll be playing Minnesota United is Major League Soccer year, and that game is shaping up to be a wonderful event, and a lot of people will be coming to Minnesota to participate in that event. I was just in Liberia, met with the president, met with the vice president, and the folks from the LFA and the Minister of Youth and Sports. Minister Cornelia Crow was also there. We met with a number of critical stakeholders. I'm surprised you have not heard about that, but it's going to be a big one. It's going to be a big game.
Yeah. Okay. We look for the best and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Let our national team raise the flair of Liberia high.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, it's going to be more than a game. We'll be, celebrating Liberian culture, Liberian football talent. There, are you also familiar with Philip Tanu? Do you know who Philip Tanu is?
I heard the name before, but not.
I think he played for Lone Star, but he recently got signed by Minnesota United FC. So he's now playing. I mean, just maybe a couple of months ago, he's now playing in Minnesota for the Major League team here. The team that will be playing Lone Star here. Yeah. So so you're familiar with him, though, right?
Yeah. I know the individual.
So how big is your team? How many players do you have?
FC Facel is a team that was founded since 2009.
Okay.
We started from grassroots football. That is third division, and then we work our way through the third division, second division, and then the upper league, which is first division. And we are the current champions of Liberia male division, and I'm also the owner of the Tammy Girls. So my current playing, my current players on the male division is approximately 35 players.
35 players.
Yeah, 35 players.
All right.
Contracted with the team, and we have a staff of 20 person.
Oh, wow.
So with the male team, and then our female division, we have 30 players, and then as staff less than the male team, like 15 staffs. Yeah.
Nice. Where do you have your own football pitch? I mean, where do you practice? Where do you play?
No, currently we use LFA facilities, but we have already acquired the land to construct our own stadium. So, and then we have already started the process. We have purchased, we have signed a contract with AS Grass of Turkey that will be coming down to Liberia to construct our stadium. And we have also made a substantial amount of payment to them already for the project.
Wow, it sounds like you you're doing some great things over there. Now, how would you describe though? Let me ask you, Cassell, how would you describe uh, football talent in Liberia? How deep is the talent pool in Liberia football now? Since George Weah and James Diba, that generation, since then we've not had such major stars coming out of grassroots Liberia football. How deep is the talent pool?
Oh, Liberia is it's not a strange thing in Liberia that it's clear in Liberia that we have one of the best of talent in this country. As you rightly stated, the only African Ballon d'Or winner, the former president of Liberia, in person of His Excellency Dr. Ambassador George Oppong Weah, is arguably the only person that have won the Ballon d'Or in the entire Africa. So, and we're fortunate that he's from Liberia, from our own country. So that tells you a lot. It's like we have talents in this country. I refer to them as rough uncut diamonds that are in the country, and the only thing we need is to get them polished so that they become at hard value on the world stage. So the players are here.
So you're saying that there are more George Weahs out there. There are more James Salinsa, Diba, Bochard. I mean, Musa Shannon. I mean, all of these great internationally known players. So we still have a lot of them there in the country. What is it going to take, though, Cassell, to bring those players up, to ensure those players are given the sort of pathways that George Weah and other football luminaries have been given? I mean, what is it going to take to develop those type talents at that level?
Yeah, the first thing is we need a structural system.
Okay.
We need to focus more on grassroots development. The grassroots development in Liberia is poor, 100% poor. There is no focal point. There is no plans. There is completely no infrastructure for grassroots development, zero, poor. And we need a developmental plan that is going to target our grassroots football. And we need substantial investment at the grassroots level.
Okay.
So the lack of these things will not give us that necessary gain that we're going to have a very vibrant and very competitive national team within a couple of years. We need to focus on grassroots. Yeah, right now you can see our national team has failed willfully on the world stage. Since 2002, we have yet to reappear at the African Cup of Nations. Even though we had good record before, we are good players. We have the only African Ballon d'Or winner that came from Liberia, but we yet to go back to the African Cup of Nations since 2002. At the time, African Cup of Nations used to be 16 teams. Now it is 24 teams.
Oh, wow.
And Liberia cannot still qualify. That tells you a lot that the system has failed the country. That is so we need more attention and more passionate driven leadership. We also need people who understand what the country lacks, what the country wants, and what have to be implemented so as to give us the needed results.
Now, how is the annual national county meet? My understanding is that was supposed to be some sort of feeder program that will help to identify talents all over the country. Okay, is that happening? I mean, are you identifying, or are you identifying some talent, football talent coming from up country, from all over the place? I mean, through the national county meet, is that happening? And if not, why not?
We know when it's talk of Liberian football, you know, the national county meet is squarely and based is squarely managed by the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Is not under the Liberian Football Association.
Oh, got you.
The Liberian Football Association uses their referees whenever there's county meet and offered technical assistance with the Ministry of Youth and Sport, like putting together some little logistics and some technical assistance so as to make it a success. But it is squarely with the Ministry of Youth and Sports. And to your question, that is it that we're supposed to be seeing youthful talents and stuff within the National County Meet? Yes, a couple of times we even FC Facel go to the county meet and scout players from there, because there are some players that get their break from county meets. So the county meet is squarely supposed to be something that we're supposed to be seeing the young talent. But over the years, it's really been, it really hasn't been that way. But we are hopeful that with
why hasn't it been that way though? What is the stumbling block? What is blocking or stopping that from happening?
As I said again, that is with the Ministry of Youth and Sport. So that is something that we need to find out from them. What are the model? What model they use to get the county meet going? So I don't have a clear understanding on their model, but at the end of the day, we believe that it's supposed to be a youthful program that is going to attract most of our youth and most of our players who are wanting to get to the stage, because the county meet is arguably one of the best tournaments in the country that brings together the entire 15 counties in solidarity with their various counties. So it's a very brilliant idea, but we have to see how best the LFA can work closely with the ministry to make it more youthful than the way it is right now.
Okay, really? Okay, that's a good point. So and now can you talk about the infrastructure that we have in place, the football infrastructure around the county, and how is that either enhancing the natural talent, football talent of some of these players, or the absence of it, if that is hurting, if it, if that's not the case. So for example, do we have stadiums and pitches all over the county, in Maryland County, in River G, in Grand Kitmount? I mean, all the counties, do we have football stadiums or means by which talent in those different counties can go out there and play and practice there, or everything is just revolve around Monrovia? Speak to us. Tell us about the football infrastructure in the country and how that may be helping identify or increasing the talent pool, or how is that may be hurting the talent pool within the country.
Oh, honestly, I will tell you that the talent pool within the country, as far as infrastructure is concerned, is hurting deeply, greatly, because we have very limited pitches, safe place to play, where I call it safe places to play, because we don't, what we have, I will not charismalize or describe those places to be stadium. It's just a safer place to play. We believe that we can get something better, because to be honest, all praises to FIFA. FIFA is doing well for the member association, especially that of the 54 countries in Africa, which is her largest constituents. To be very honest with you, with what FIFA is putting in, we should have better stadium and pages than what we are already having. But there were corruption come into play. So we are having a leadership that is not well versed with the management of FIFA funds that are honestly really hurting the country. All our pages that FIFA funded currently, I can tell you, there's no bathrooms, for example. You have people going on the pages and embarrassed when they want to use the bathroom. For the guys, they go on the wall and start to urinate. And because the bathroom is adult, there is no bathroom at all, or there is one single bathroom that is very nasty, and there's no maintenance strategy in place. And the pages that are there, the few pages, bulk of it is in Monrovia. So everything is still centered around Monrovia. The decentralization policy of the pages in various counties is something that the current president of the Liberal Football Association pledged miracle. He said that he needs 4 more years and he's going to perform miracle. I don't understand.
So he's going to perform miracles, right? Okay, so with that, let's transition to the main reason why you're here. Thanks for all of the information that you provided us and the listeners and the viewers. So let's talk about LFA, the Liberia Football Association. Mr. Cassell, are you a candidate? Are you running for a seat or for the presidency? Talk to us about that.
Yes,
if not, why not?
I have put in my application.
Okay.
For the position of the presidency of the Liberal Football Association.
So you are contesting?
Yes, and yesterday there was a ruling. That is why I'm actually here. There was a ruling yesterday as from the independent. I say independent with the sign, independent because they're supposed to be independent. From the Independent Election Committee of the FA, yesterday there was a ruling that I was denied. I was disqualified. That
why were you disqualified?
Okay, so there is the LFA statute, which all stakeholders supposed to govern by. That is like a rules and regulation. The statute is like our own constitution. So in the statute there is a clause that states that for to be an LFA president, you shall have you shall not be younger than 25 years.
Okay.
You shall have the minimum education of high school graduate of high school. You shall be a Liberian citizen, and they shall not have been found guilty of criminal offense. And the election committee, using that article 58.1, disqualified me on the basis that I had a criminal conviction in the United States of America in 2016. And so me and my legal team, that's what I say me and my legal team, we believe that their decision was fraudulent, their decision was premeditated, and their decision is biased because we even understood that before our application. That is why we took the identical 58.1 at the Supreme Court, and we also took it at the Civil Law Court, so as to hear from the courts of competent jurisdiction that if somebody is guilty of a crime, if their rights are restored, whether their rights should be restored after they are released. We saw many people in this very country was guilty of crime before, and after they served, their rights were restored, and they were able to get into public offices. So we believe that I should be given that opportunity as well, because I served my term and I was sent back to Liberia, and I should be given the right to contest. I should be given the right to be an a candidate on the ballot and go in the process. But the election committee, they were single-handedly picked by the FA presidents and the executive committee as they called it to be. They were single-handedly picked, and they brought them 2 days before Congress. They send the list out to all electors or a member of Congress so that we can be able to vet them. how can you take 2 days to vet
Okay,
people?
we will get Mr. Kessel, just hold on for a second. That we'll get into the deep end of it. But for now, let us welcome Mr. Diamond Slanger, who is joining us now to be a part of this this conversation. He's one of the big shots there at Spoon. So Diamond, we'd like to say welcome. Thanks for joining us. We're having a pretty fascinating conversation so far with Mr. Kessel, who has been sharing with us his candidacy for the presidency of the Liberia Football Association. And as of now, he is being disbarred, or he's been deemed ineligible to participate because of a prior conviction. And so talk to us a little bit before Diamond comes in. Talk to us a little bit about that conviction. So the conviction, from what I'm hearing from you, you had some legal challenges in America, and you served your time, and you were sent back to Liberia. And so it was not based on something that you did in Liberia, right? It was based on what happened in the U.S. Is that right? I mean,
That's
tell us
correct.
a little bit about that.
That's correct. Okay, I was in a business with an American company by the name
Okay.
of Sultan Capital Group, and I was charged in the United States in the Western District of North Carolina for
Okay.
conspiracy to commit wire fraud 1349, and
Okay.
I was sentenced to 87 months in prison, and I served my prison term, and I was released on May 23rd, 2023. And upon my release, I was then sent to immigration, and I spent approximately 3 weeks with immigration, and I came back to Liberia June 22nd of 2023. Upon my return to Liberia, I went ahead because football is my passion. I've been having my team myself from 2009. So upon my return to Liberia, I decided to get right back into what I love best, and put my investment and to put my resources and to help the development of Liberian football. Because while I was in prison, I put together a football development plan for the country. I used that time, and I decided to come into football leadership. But I started that with my academy. I found my academy after 4 months after the creation of my academy. When I came from prison, I took my academy to Turkey, where we participated in the Antalya Youth World Cup, and we came third place. We play against top teams from around the world, including some Turkish top academies team. We play against Hector Berlin and other top teams around the world. And my boys were able to bring pride to Liberia by taking the third place.
So because of all of that, or all of those accomplishments, you feel that you should be given the opportunity to participate in
not just that. It is my right as a Liberian citizen to have the opportunity to participate as per law. As per our law.
Okay. We'll go deep into that, into the law and what is the law and what not. The law is. We're just here to ask the question. We're not here to pass judgment or to make any decision. Whatever the decision is that has been made or will be made, that is for the LFA to decide, or the authorities there to decide. Let me now welcome Mr. Diamond Slanger. Diamond, welcome to the show. You can chime in. This is Mr. Kessel Anthony Kua Sr. We have here with us, sharing with us his story and his vision and his passion for football in Liberia.
Thank you, Mr. Russell. If you can hear me, just nod, so that I know my audio connection is good. Thank you. It's a pleasure, Mr. Kua. I'm not here for the football because I'm not following the football trend, but I'm going to ask you based on what your rules are, so that you can just speak to that, and then we can move into the football after. This law that you talked about, Mr. Kua, when did it come into being? Your rules, the rules that
this law came into
currently
being
affects you.
2018, it will pass.
Were you part of the passing process? Were you part of the decision-making process as of the time that law was made?
No, I wasn't. I was in prison. I got arrested in 2016.
Okay. So you were not part of the process.
No.
Okay, thank you. So are you challenging this law, or are you challenging what your understanding of this law is at the court? Which are you challenging?
I'm not challenging what my understanding. I understand the law. I am challenging the fact that the law is unconstitutional, because the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia supersedes any law. Article 21J says any law that is inconsistent with the Constitution is inconsistent in itself. And
what is the inconsistency of the law, Mr. Quo?
Okay,
that you challenging?
The Constitution of the Republic of Liberia make us understand that anyone found guilty of a crime and serve their term, their pre-conviction rights should be restored.
Okay.
So definitely, Mr. Cassell Anthony Quo found guilty of a crime, served the term. Definitely, he should be given his right as per the Constitution of the country in which I'm from, the Republic of Liberia. And again, the penal law of the Republic of Liberia is also straight on that. The penal law make us understand that no case, no crime committed outside Liberia should follow anyone within this country, except for prison and espionage.
Okay.
That is
so I'm looking at a list here, Mr. Quo. I'm looking at a list here from a release from the LFA, and it says official candidates listing. And there's only one candidate for the presidency, and that's the incumbent Mustafa Raji. Before you answer this question, I want to know when now, or what's the status of your case at the Supreme Court? Has the court opined on the matter, or it's still pending an opinion?
The court, the Supreme Court reserved ruling the last time we were at the court. So based upon, and we went to the civil law court, and the civil law court asked that I avail myself to the process. They in that same ruling, the civil law court said that my rights should be restored, and I should avail myself to the process. When I availed myself to the process, the election committee denied me, not based on Article 58.1.
What was the reason?
The election committee make their own law, because Article 58.1 in itself cannot deny me, because the framer of the law never meant or never said that anybody found guilty of a crime cannot run for the office of president. If you look at the ruling yesterday, that's why Councillor Miobian and his two members, the co-chair and a member, that's why they said, when you read 58.1 verbatim within the statute, they said, they shall not have been found guilty. That is a present perfect tense. The framer of the law said, they shall be 25. You shall have the minimum of, you shall not be younger than 25 years. Wash up. He said, shall not be younger than 25 years. He said, you shall have a school qualification of high school. You shall play a role in football for 2 years for the last 5 years. When they got to the criminal conviction clause, they said they shall not have been found guilty. They shall not have been found guilty is a present perfect tense, because the framer had it in his or her mind that if somebody is guilty of a crime and they say their pre-conviction right will be restored. So that's why the framer put it in the present perfect tense. Meaning, if Cassell Quo was convicted in 2003, for example, and his sentence run to 2030, Cassell Quo will be disqualified, because he is guilty at the time he's applying for the office of president. But this case is different. I want to ask you, I just want to make this clear for everybody and the listener.
Mr. Kua, what I understand that to be, it means you are innocent until proven guilty. That's the simplest understanding of they shall not have been found guilty of a crime. It means you are innocent that's what I understand it to be, that you shall not have been found. So my question to you is, does the law say you shouldn't be found guilty of any crime at all, or it says if you are found guilty and your rights have been restored, you can contest, or it says you shouldn't have been convicted at all of any crime, whether it has been restored or not, but you shouldn't have committed or been convicted. How do you understand?
The law did not say either of what you are saying. The law did not say either of what you are saying. The law said they shall not have been found guilty. Listen, let's assume that I was 18 years old. What is conviction of a crime? Domestic violence, petty larceny, and you name it. Let's say I was convicted when I was 18 years old. And I'm 43. And I want to run for LFA presidency. Do you mean the framework of the law is saying that that crime I committed when I was 18, when I was a young boy? Do you mean the framework mean that I shouldn't participate or run for presidency of the FA because of that crime the 18 years old Cassell committed? No, the framework was very clear. They said they shall have the minimum of high school diploma. They shall not be younger than 25. But when they got to that clause, Mr. Diamond, when they got to that clause, they were very clear. They shall not have been found guilty. That is simple. Thank God nowadays all of our AR. Maybe you can put in AR. You see the definition. It's a present.
So Mr. Kua, my last question before I hand over to Russell and Mr. Bangura. You said the Supreme Court has reserved ruling in this matter, but we see that the LFA has released a list of what it termed as official candidates. Where do you stand on this now? Are you waiting for the Supreme Court's ruling, or the election is going to go forth? Because I've been told that the election is in May of this year, this exact month.
Okay, so we have discussed. I have a lengthy discussion with my legal team. I have a very strong legal team. So we are going to file the necessary action to whatever mechanism is available to seek redress, and as urgent as possible. And we believe that we're going to get the intended redress with immediate effect. And I'm going to be clear, because the law is on my side. Apart from what I just explained to you, assuming but not admitting that the law says nobody should be found guilty of a crime and run for the office of president of the LFA, then that law in itself is ambiguous and is unconstitutional, because our Constitution of the Republic of Liberia is clear. It says any law, any statute, any decree that is inconsistent with the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, that law is inconsistent in itself. So it is clear. Let's say I am actually, assuming but not admitting that the law say anyone found guilty shouldn't run for LFA presidency. That is clear. It means I will be protected by the Constitution, because the Constitution forbids that. The Constitution does not.
There are those who say FIFA will listen to D. Zoga Wilson and others. I was right on this very platform when D. Zoga Wilson appeared and sounded an alarm that if we continue in this way, FIFA is going to ban Liberia because there shouldn't be the mixing of politics and football-related matter. All football-related matters should be handled in the courts and all of that. But you are saying it's about constitutionality. It's about the laws of Liberia. Do you think we risk meddling footballing matters outside of footballing jurisdictions or courts?
They want to sell that information to you, and that's a fallacy. I serve as the second vice president of the Liberia Football Association. I'm very knowledgeable to issues. FIFA will not ban Liberia for that. The current president of the Liberia Football Association, Mr. Mustafa Raji, took his Secretary General, his former Secretary General, Ase Montgomery, to the very same court. He took him to court. FIFA didn't ban Liberia.
Was it for a footballing matter? Again, as I said, I'm not really abreast of footballing matters. That's why I'm asking you.
It was for the footballing matter. It was for the footballing matter. The Secretary General alleged that the headquarters of the Liberia Football Association, the money spent for the headquarters, there was some corruption practiced by the FA president. So definitely, that matter, the FA president took Ase Montgomery to court. FIFA did not ban Liberia. And 2018, I will give you another instance. Mustafa Raji, the current president, faked his academic credential. He submitted corrected university documents to the election committee at the time, headed by Councillor Safa Megre and co-chaired by Councillor Arthur Johnson.
Okay, Mr. Cassell, let's stick to this topic here.
That's the same topic we are speaking to.
As opposed to going and bringing other people in.
Mr. Russell, that's the same thing. He's just giving historical references.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
But because I want to bring in other parties.
It is not fabrication. He's speaking on historical facts. So if they can be used as references, it's not tarnishing anybody's reputation. He's speaking to what's open record. Court records are open documents. Go ahead, sir.
So what I was saying is, Mustafa Raji faked his academic credential. May his soul rest in peace. Judge Solo challenged it and placed injunction on the LFA electoral process. That election was supposed to take place in April, and it took place in September because of the stay that was on the election. FIFA did not ban Liberia because FIFA understood fully well that certain matter has to be adjudicated by your court. When Sepp Blatter and Michel Platini had a problem with the very FIFA, they did not go to the court for arbitration for sports. They went to the ordinary court. When Mbappe had a problem at PSG, he did not go to court of arbitration for sport. He went to the local court. So when they say football matter shouldn't be taken to court, it is not the constitutional matter that Mr. Cassell took to court. What I took to court, FIFA cannot interpret our constitution. It is only a competent court in the Republic of Liberia can interpret the constitution.
Thank you. Tamba, you're welcome. Dr. Judge, Wilfred Bangura. We have Mr. Cassell Quo, the president of FACEL, FC FACEL. He's also applying to be a candidate in the presidential elections of the Liberia Football Association, but it's been marred with a lot of legal hurdles. The LFA released a candidate list. His name is not on that list. There's only one presidential candidate, and we're speaking to that matter, the genesis, what's happening, and where we are now. So we begin with you, Mr. Bangura, because you came on before the rest. If you've got any questions for Mr. Quo, you can throw those questions to him, and then we'll move to Tamba and Dr. George subsequently.
Thank you very much, Diamond. Let me use this time to greet my fellow panelists and to greet Mr. Cassell Cole. It's great to see you. Though we haven't met in person, but I've been following your contribution to sports development.
Who's balancing? Please, who's playing that music, please, before we get copyright issues? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I wanted to greet my fellow panelists first, and then since I have not really followed this case to understand fully the nitty-gritty about the case, I would like to pass the baton on to my other colleagues to ask. It stood out very clearly when I saw the list of candidates being published, and I did not see his name. It became a matter of concern for me because I like to see healthy democratic processes unfolding, and I like to see inclusivism in democratic spaces. So when his name was not there, it became a matter of concern. So it's great that he is here in our company. I'll keep my mind open. I'll listen keenly. And then thereafter, I believe I will be abreast fully with the case at bar, and then I can ask questions intelligently. But I want to thank you for the show so far. So I'll just pay attention more, and so that I can make meaningful contribution and engagements. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bangura. Dr. George, any questions for Mr. Kaur, if you're following or you need clarity from him to bring you up to speed of what's happening?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good to see every one of you and those who listen to us on Facebook and YouTube. And good evening, Mr. Cole. And thank you so much for the contribution you've made to sports in Liberia. Were you deported from the USA?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, when you take on critical role, have you considered that if you take on a critical role as the president of the Liberian Football Association, you will have to travel to a number of countries, and many countries in the world will not necessarily grant you visa based on that box that you would check that you have been deported from a Western country, and invest in background checks that we have to do on you. Don't you think that by considering to run for the chairmanship of the LFA, that you will put Liberia in a limited position, because you may not, again, I mean, use the word may not, you may not be able to travel to some countries to represent Liberia fully as a chairman of the Liberian Football Association?
That is not necessarily true, sir, because the Liberian Football Association, the portfolio of the office of the president comes with a lot of humanities. We understand football governance. I'm going, on day one in office, going to do a communique to the requisite authority, and I'm going to get stuff sorted out, that I'm going to get easy travel to even the United States of America, because my crown wasn't a violent crown. My crown was a non-violent crown. So I know I have discussed with lawyers, both in Liberia and in the United States of America, and I know exactly what I'm going to do, papers I'm going to send out from, so as to get the right to travel to countries that I have to travel to. And with that portfolio, I am telling you, it's not going to be a problem. There are people who are sanctions from traveling, but because of a certain event or a certain portfolio, you are given opportunity to travel for that event. So that's not necessarily true.
But you agree with me that at a level that there will be conditions for you to travel, and that may affect your operations as the chairman of the Liberian Football Association?
I don't really agree with you, as I said, because we understand the terrain and we know exactly what we are going to implement to get those hurdles out. So I don't necessarily agree with you, sir. That's not going to be a problem. It's not going to put any hold to my operation.
But you just said that you will have to have certain documentations when you are elected president, and so that documentation is going to go through a lot of processes. Am I right?
Definitely, there are going to be processes, but the processes
and that process
happened before.
Those processes may delay those processes may delay operations as president of the Liberian Football Association.
When
right?
FIFA call for congresses or FIFA call for meetings, they don't call for FA presidents. They call for representation from the federation, like the president, the secretary general, the vice president, or somebody from the federation. So while I'm doing things to make sure things are clear for me, I can get representation. That's why I'm going to get competent people to serve in those capacities as my deputies. So I don't see that being a problem.
So you don't feel that because of this thing around you, and I agree with you, you have the right, your right to, you have served your term, you have your right to be allowed to take up positions in our country. But some positions are sensitive, some position demands a lot of travel, which will be your position. And I think that you may consider that the limitations that will be placed on you because of your prior conviction and the label that comes with that conviction, deportation, is something that you may have to take into consideration. I know each country will determine who the issuance of visa, but you also will agree with me that many Western nations collaborate on those matters of deportation, and many of them work in sync in denying visa or whatsoever.
Yes, but let me clarify something. Number one, I wasn't deported out of the United States for America, not to enter America forever. My deportation runs for 5 years. After 5 years, even without the FA presidency, I can now reapply for visa for the United States of America. My crime wasn't a violent crime.
Okay.
So I've already spent 3 years out of that 5 years. So I have two more years.
Okay.
Just to make that clear.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Cassell. Dr. George, I think internet, he just dropped out. He's back now. Dr. George, you okay? We'll bring in Tamba. Tamba, do you have any, Mr. Arguelles, do you have any question for Mr. Cassell? I'm sure you've been following the conversation so far. What questions do you have for him?
Yeah, thank you, Winfrey. It's a pleasure to be here, and greetings to everyone. And hello, Mr. Cassell, in studio as a guest, and to our followers in Radio Land and online. Yes, I have followed the LFA issue. I think I was on the show here on April 13. Well, we had this topic. I remember Zioga Wilson, former Minister Zioga Wilson, was on as well to speak on this issue. But you know, we've heard your position, Mr. Cassell. And we saw the candidate listing. I think it was shared in our chat room yesterday by Stenton himself. My question to you, a couple of just clarifying questions to you. First of all, as a candidate to LFA presidency, what is your understanding of LFA? Is LFA a private institution or a public institution?
LFA was there's an ad at the FA.
Okay.
So it is clear.
So in your understanding, LFA is a public institution. It's a public entity.
Absolutely, it is.
Okay, wonderful. So LFA's highest decision-making body is Congress, right? Which passes the last constitution. As a candidate, have you submitted yourself to that constitution, which is the governing guidelines of this entity?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. And given the fact that you have submitted yourself to the guidelines, my understanding that you are in disagreement of the rules that have been applied to deny your candidacy for the presidency.
The problem is I'm in disagreement with the rules, and the truth of the matter, the very rule don't even deny me because the rules is clear. But the election committee use Suedu tactics and create law that is not within the statute to deny me. They quoted 58.1. But what they wrote is not 58.1. And we can all go to the ruling while we are on this platform. And I can also, I don't know whether you have this LFA statute. I can read from the LFA statute what is in 58.1, and you read what is in the ruling, and let's compare. You will notice that the election committee created new law just to disqualify me.
Okay. All right. So if you're referencing 58.1, are you talking about the requirement and education?
I'm referencing the clause they used to disqualify me.
Okay. Wonderful. So now that you preemptively went to court, Mr. Cassell, and the court said where you have to go back and submit yourself to the guidelines and to the rules of the organization, and now that you are dissatisfied, what is your next course of action? What are your options?
We are going to exhaust all legal mechanism so as to get redress and ensure that what is right be right and what is right be done, and Kaseko become a candidate. Because I believe that I did not violate the FA statute, neither should I be excluded from the process. This is a playing game. 2018, Raji went unopposed. 2022, Raji went unopposed. 2026, again, we were 2 presidential candidates. Sekou Keita is also disqualified, claiming that he submitted a club that nominated him wasn't a referee club. Sekou Keita is also challenging the FA, the committee decision. It is a game for Raji that he should become a web ballot president. It is cast in stone. Even if you bring Jesus Christ the Nazarene or Muhammad to the race, prophets or the Son of God that we know have no blame, Raji will find a way to disqualify them.
Okay. One final question, Russell.
Okay, go ahead. So we
because again, Emmanuel George touched on this a little bit. You know, when you step up, you know, in a high-profile position, your credibility also comes into question because you are representing a national entity, which is the LFA. Mr. Cassell, given the fact that you have served your term in the United States, which was 5 years, and you were deported to Liberia, will you say you have met all of the conditions that were imposed on you in that sentence in terms of restitution? I mean, the sentence have been served, you've been deported, but have you met all the other conditions that was imposed on you in that sentence?
Yes, I have my release paper. My release paper is clear. I'm free from everything. It is clear. 100% clear. I have met all of my conditions. I'm a free man.
Okay. Thank you, Russell. I'll stop you for now.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Thanks, Tamba, and thanks for continuing to be here with us, Mr. Cassell, and responding to all of our questions we have. Once again, we have with us this evening Mr. Cassell Anthony Kwa Sr. He's in the studios here. So if you're out there watching or listening to the show, please do us a favor and share the show. Invite your friends to be a part of this conversation. I'm not sure we will, but the producers there will be able to tell us if we'll be able to take some calls. I'm sure there'll be a number of folks who would like to chime in on this whole issue. But Mr. Cassell, let me ask you though, how familiar are you with the FIFA law? Are you familiar with laws of FIFA?
Yes, I served in one of the second highest position of the federation. I served as the second vice president of the Liberia Football Association. I'm
so you
the LFA statute and that of CAF and FIFA laws.
FIFA. So you're abreast with all of those laws. Okay. So what does FIFA?
I want to be LFA president, for God's sake.
Okay. No,
I know the terrain that of which I want to head.
No, I understand that. So my question to you is that now you are cognizant of all of these different federation and the laws, you know, including the big one, FIFA. What does the FIFA law say? Can you tell us? Can you tell our listeners and tell our panelists here? What does the law say about convict heading the Football Association of a country. What do you know about what FIFA law says about that?
Solid FIFA law said nothing. FIFA law said nothing. Mamadi Jakite, I think, I don't know whether he's still alive, of Malay. He was even expelled by FIFA. At the end of the day, after his expulsion, he came back into football. Recently, there's a case, I forget the name. FA president was arrested for corruption, jail, and he won the election while he was still locked up. There was election going on, and he was a candidate. He won the election and came and said,
okay.
FIFA laws are nothing. FIFA laws and that of the member association, FIFA, we create our own statute.
I understand that. Yeah.
We work with our statute. FIFA honor what we send to them.
Okay.
We make our law give to FIFA.
Because my understanding is FIFA laws expressly states that or convicted felon or anyone who has had who's been convicted of a crime should not be allowed to become president of the FA.
Can you please show us where it is in the FIFA law?
Okay, I will.
Because I will tell you that that is a fallacy. That is 100% wrong. That's a lie.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Nowhere in FIFA law they talk about FIFA laws speak of they get something they call integrity check.
Integrity, yes. Mm-hmm.
They get something called integrity check. It's a checklist that you follow when you want to become FIFA executive committee member, not when you want to become an FA president in a member association.
Okay. All right. So we'll get back to that. Let me follow up on that. In the meantime, I'll bring on panelist Wilfred Bangura. He has some questions to ask you. Mr. Bangura, you can go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Russell. I want to ask you a couple of questions, Mr. Cassell. Is there any law that has been enacted so far that says that a convict is not eligible to run for a position in the LFA? Is there any law, to your knowledge?
No, there's no law. There's 58.1 in the statute. There's a clause in the statute, 45.4 or 58.1. And
so there's no.
That law states anyone running for the office of president or executive committee members shall not be younger than 25 years, shall have the minimum of high school diploma, shall be a Liberian citizen, shall play an active role in football for 2 years for the last 5 years. Then listen to the trick part of it. They shall not have been found guilty of criminal offense. Now,
okay, so that part is in the law.
That part is in the law. But that part did not say, as you quoted, anyone found guilty of a crime shouldn't run for the office of president.
What did it say then?
It said they shall not have been found guilty. It's a present perfect tense. Which means
hold on one second. I want to wrap my hand around that. It sounds interesting. They shall not have been guilty of a crime.
They shall not have been found guilty.
Found guilty of a crime.
Yes.
So speaking of the would-be candidate, that candidate should not have been found guilty of a crime.
No, when they said they shall not have been, I want you to take note of something. When they were saying you should have high school, the framework did not say they shall have. They said they shall have the minimum of high school.
Okay.
But when it came to the criminal, they said they shall not have hard.
Yes.
I want you to take the. I want you to.
I got that. Mr. Quoy, so I mean, to put it simpler, it really means that any such candidate who would like to vie for a position, that person should really be somebody without crime. I mean,
no, that's not what it says. It's not speaking in the past. But we need somebody.
The meaning of that is, I'm giving you the meaning of that. If they say they should not have been found guilty of a crime, it means hard. Yeah, I got it. This is English, so I got it. So the meaning is straightforward and it's very clear. It's not subject. It's not ambiguous. I mean, in my view, got a lot of English people here. So that's that. Let's move on to the next question I have for you. So I want to know,
Mr. Bangura, I just want to come in quickly. I think it was you who asked the question: what are FIFA rules, bars people with convictions from holding offices?
It was. I think it was Mr. Russell.
All right, so I'm looking at what is known as the FIFA governance regulations. It says that these regulations require mandatory integrity and legibility checks for anyone seeking to serve in FIFA leadership. The checks include reviewing whether the person has been found guilty of a criminal offense. Key points from the governance regulations: candidates for FIFA president, FIFA council, standing committees, and judicial bodies must undergo eligibility checks. If you have a conviction, it leads to automatic ineligibility.
One second, that's the clarity. That's the clarity to what I said. What did it say? It said FIFA leadership. They did not say member association.
Yeah, I just wanted to make that clarity that
let's make progress.
If you want to apply for FIFA leadership, you should.
So
in essence, Mr. Bangura, whomever asked that question is in line that if FIFA rules states if you want to hold a position in FIFA, conviction and integrity is key. Did the FA copy that as well, that integrity matters in football? So even as a local association level, we must imply and enforce integrity. Mr. Quoy, do you agree that if the governing body says to hold position within our governing, if in this body, you must have integrity? Shouldn't associations also follow that as well, to put up people with integrity to hold position in those associations?
But integrity does not look back. Integrity looks in the future. If you want to speak of integrity, let me clarify that for you. Mustafa Raji was expelled by Exeter Wesley when she was the president for 2 years for falsifying players' registration. Mustafa Raji, the current president of the FA, the same Mustafa Raji, under his leadership, our under-17 men's team was disqualified because of age cheating.
Did he get a conviction, Mr. Quoy?
If you are expelled, what is it? It's now a conviction.
That is.
Daman, if you don't mind, I was on the floor. I was asking you some questions. If you don't mind,
sorry, Mr. Bangura. I just want to. You can go ahead, sir. I'm just trying to get something clear.
Yeah,
go
okay.
ahead. Sorry,
I know you have a lot of questions. I will soon be done, Damon. Please. Mr. Quoy is sounding as though that provision of the law was inserted there just for his particular situation. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Are you arguing?
Yes, I'm arguing.
So I want to know. So when was it enacted then? When?
2018. I was in prison in 2016.
Okay, so but it was enacted before you declared the intention to run for president, so it cannot be ex post facto. So let's make progress. Ever since you've been back to this country, I want to know, actually, how many years now has it been since you got deported to Liberia?
More than 3 years.
Okay, it's been more than 3 years. So you've just been here recently. Since you got back here, have you ever occupied any position in the LFA so far?
I'm the current president of FC Fasel and I'm the CEO of Determined Girls, the 2 reigning champion of Liberian football.
I got that, but I mean, in the LFA, have you occupied any executive position?
No, they have not been
Have you ever been elected to any position in the LFA?
This is the first election since I came back.
This is the first election?
Yes.
Okay, have you ever served through appointment on any committee of the LFA so far in any leadership position at all?
No, they don't appoint club presidents. They appoint executive committee member when you go for election. So this is the first election since I came back.
Okay, all right, good, thanks. So since you came back, have you ever been able to travel outside of Liberia? And which country?
Many times.
Which country have you gone to?
I've been to Germany. I've been to Holland. I've been to Turkey. I've been around the world.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So let me stop there. That's fine.
Okay. Diamond. Back to that point, and what Mr. Kessel was saying. I know you were reading from the FIFA governance law book or whatever, but so part of what he said, it's true, but there is also another piece to that, and that is that it says here, and I read, I mean, you read a portion of it too, Diamond. It says that FIFA regulations and statutes emphasize high standards of integrity for officials, but specific rules, specific rules regarding convicted felons acting as FA presidents are primarily enforced through eligibility checks and local association bylaws that must align with FIFA's code of ethics. So even though so that just doesn't apply to folks who are seeking a position in the FIFA governing body, but even if you are seeking a position within a local FA or an FA, the code of conduct there too must align with that of FIFA. So, and integrity and ethics, that's one of them. Criminal records, eligibility checks, and all of that. All of those have to be in alignment and in conformity with FIFA. So, if you are a convicted felon, that's a problem.
I don't think that's the interpretation of what you just read. That's not the interpretation of what you read. If you can go back to what you read.
You have given us much of your time, and so we will extend at least by 5 minutes so you can give us what your next course of action will be. As you said, you have a very formidable legal team. We see that the FA has released a media circular or information, and on that list you are not qualified. There's only one presidential candidate. We've been informed by this particular release that the election is in May, though I haven't seen a definite date. I just see May 2026, and you're still waiting for the Supreme Court's ruling on the matter that you took there. In between all of this, what is your next course of action? Because if you don't take an action, you already have been disqualified and cannot run until the Supreme Court rules otherwise. In between there, are you going to seek an injunction on the matter? Are you going back to court? What are you going to do to make sure that these elections do not happen without your participation?
All I can say here today is Kaseko is going to seek all legal necessary redress and mechanism that is set forth so as to get the necessary rights that should accord him to get on that ballot. And I'm aware the election is in 14 days from today. It's May 15. I'm fully aware. And Mustafa is fully aware that if Kaseko is on the ballot, he's going to be defeated. That is why he don't want to go to election with Kaseko. So I'm not worried about the idea of campaign. I know for a fact, after seeking redress within a couple of days, we're going to be back on this platform and we're going to celebrate the fact that I'm on the ballot, and I will be coming here to tell you guys that Liberia will reappear at the African Cup of Nations and how I'm going to do it. And that Liberia will go to World Cup for the first time in my 8 years term after in my second term, and how I'm going to get that achieved. I'm going to come here so we can discuss that, because that is the issues that I really want the world to know, Liberians to know, the issue on what we can do for football. And we understand, I have not shied away from the fact that I made a mistake in the past. I was convicted, but the LFA rules, as Bangura was saying, it's not ambiguous. I believe he's wrong. That rule, that law, assuming but not admitting that law says anyone found guilty of a crime should not run for every presidency. I believe that's a death penalty, because there's always a second chance in whatever we do. And our constitution forbids that. You don't give the person their second chance. Our constitution is totally against that. Our constitution protects each and every one of us on this platform. When I was in the United States of America, I will give you one example. When I was sentenced, the judge issued an order to confiscate all of my properties. I had a house in North Carolina. It was seized. I have 4 high-end cars. They were seized. I had 2 bank accounts. They were frozen. They sent a communique to the embassy of the U.S. Embassy in Liberia to seize 3 of my properties in Liberia. The court in Liberia reject that communication because our constitution provides that when you are married and you have your kids, no matter what you do, once you are arrested in prison, automatically, what for you in Liberia, your family shall enjoy that, and no one touches it. It's in our constitution. And when my lawyer communicated that with the U.S. Embassy lawyer, they sent a communication to the judge. The judge understood that our constitution prohibits the U.S. government from touching my property. Today, I have all my properties. So, our constitution also provides in Article 21J that anyone guilty of a crime, it happened to the case of Fonatikofa. Fonatikofa was guilty of a crime in the United States of America. We all know that. He came back, served Honor Ellie, became deputy speaker, and then went on to becoming the speaker of the 55th legislature. Brandon Samuka recently was guilty and pardoned. Now he can go for public office. So what is the difference with Mr. Kaseko?
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And we look forward to having you back on the show. Have yourself a wonderful night, and we will be following up the process as you can update us regularly until the Supreme Court can give its ruling in that matter. So Anthony Kaseko is the president of FC Facel and Determined Girls, both clubs within the Liberia Football Association, male and female leagues. Back to you, Mr. Russell. As we'll be wrapping up, sadly we couldn't take calls because this was it was just an informative interview, not to have calls coming in, but rather for him to provide us with the information. A lot of other things happening in the country today. We'll chime about those things at least for the next 30 to 45 minutes, and then we'll take calls and wrap up for today. The vice president today, had a meeting with businesses, manufacturing firms in the country that have been in violation of the 2010 Investment Act of Liberia, a provision that states that all locally manufactured goods should be distributed by Liberians only. The distribution of locally manufactured goods should be in the hands and preserved solely for Liberians. But today I covered that particular meeting, and all of the companies that appeared before the vice president, G5, the company that produces Coca-Cola and other soft beverages under their trademark, Ritco, Natcom, Liberty Investment that produces Aqua Life and other products under their trademark, they all said they've been in violation of the law. Only G5 said they have both Liberian and foreign distributors. The other three said, in fact, they don't have any distributors whatsoever. They distribute to their clients. They manufacture the products and distribute, thereby in clear violation. That's one. The commerce minister also said that they've been aware for a long period, and now they're about to take action. The vice president said the same. So to kickstart this conversation, folks, are we serious about liberalization? It's been 16 years since the Investment Act was passed, and today we're talking about implementing. Do we think this culture has become too thick to break, or it's going to be all talk, no work, or we'll see some work? I'll begin with you, Mr. Russell. You started off the show. Is it news to you that for 16 years we've been unable to implement provisions that are laws, especially protecting Liberian interests? And why have we not been able to do so over 16 years?
It's not surprising to me, Diamond. Thanks again. Thanks a lot, and I'd like to say thanks to Mr. Cassell for coming on and sharing his thoughts with us, and to all of the listeners again out there. But no, Diamond, I'm not surprised. Again, I'm profoundly disappointed. Interestingly, when I was traveling from Liberia back to the U.S., on the plane, met some folks there, and just having loose conversations here and there, and that came up, as one of the hindrances to that is stifling local Liberian progress, that is continuing to see poverty being ingrained in the society and endemic in the society, is the absence or the failure of the government to implement the Liberianization policy. These policies have been put in place, they've been enacted into law, but the enforcement mechanism is non-existent. So I'm not surprised, but I hope this is not just another photo op, that there will be an opportunity for government to come in and fully implement and enforce the Liberianization policy, whether it is provided. Look, in this country, Diamond, a lot of contracts and subcontracts, a lot of work for the government is done by small and private firms and entities that helps to put money back into the society, back into the community. So, I mean, the government doesn't do it. It's these small consultancy firms, small groups, small companies. They're the ones that do that. And with the Liberianization policy in place, was enacted to address some of the inequalities that we have in the system, to try to ensure that resources get into the deeper crevices of our community and of the society, and to find out that these companies have been in violation all this while, and nothing has happened. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. So I'm not quite surprised by it. I'm just pissed off that for all this time, we are intentionally keeping our people poor.
Mr. Bangura, same question back to you. You listened, you've been following, you serve at the Ministry of Commerce. if my memory serves me right, you serve as the Minister of Commerce, the government arm responsible for all of that. You listen to the current Commerce Minister saying she's not surprised. Then librarians have been asking the question, if we're not surprised, why haven't we implemented?
Diamond, during my tenure at the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, we were bedeviled by this problem. This problem has plagued this sector, the Liberian economy. It has deprived Liberians the opportunity to meaningfully participate in the economy. I can recall that whether it was the Painesville Business Association, whether it was the LMA, whether it was the Yana Boys, the different associations of marketers paid several visits to the ministry. They had concerns about this particular breach of the liberalization policy. And I can tell you that it was difficult to have bridged that gap and afford ordinary Liberians the opportunity to benefit by, the about 20 or so businesses that were set aside for them to trade in. Those businesses were being infringed on by Chinese, Lebanese, etc., etc. So today, when I saw the vice president, who is now playing a lead role in this sector, was given responsibility by the president to coordinate the commercial sector or the economy. I mean, in a way, in terms of pricing, taking that responsibility very seriously, calling stakeholders and key players together to a meeting and making it clear that he was now moving from discussion to action. I was extremely delighted. What that told me is that we have a new dawn upon us. And I know how the ordinary Liberians feel. I know how those various associations that I named here tonight feel about that development. The reason why they have so much confidence in the vice president's leadership is because he's been one of them. Not 10 years ago, not even 5 years ago. He has always been one of them. So if there's anybody who understands the frustration and the plight of the people who have been denied this opportunity, the vice president understands that even more or even better. And when he says that he's going to move into action, they believe him. They believe him because he speaks the language of the sector. You know that a man will transform a sector based on his knowledge of the sector, based on his ideas that he can bring to the table to ensure that this policy, this law that gives Liberians the right to be the distributors in the economy, that policy, that those rights are protected under the law. That you will not have the unfortunate situation. That's why he asked them several questions. So take your line of business. So you are the producer. Who is the distributor? They said no distributor. So in between there, the gap was very clear. It was very conspicuous. It was disheartening. And that was exactly what he wanted to achieve, to ensure that he was able to examine this contradiction and take decisive measure to solve it. So I know that somebody said, I think Mr. Russell said, I hope this is not just a photo op. Mr. Russell, this is not going to be a photo op, because the man that is now overseeing that sector is very intentional. So we are very confident that we will have this transformation. This policy, at long last, will be fully utilized. Liberians will have the opportunity to play a meaningful role in the economy. They will be distributors, and businesses set aside for them will no longer be overtaken by Chinese and other nationals. They will have that right.
Mr. Bangura, you said you were overwhelmed by this particular complaint whilst you were at the Ministry of Commerce. It's no secret that the Commerce Ministry regulates plays a serious role in the economy of our country. And the Commerce Ministry knows that these businesses, you have an inspectorate division, you have an inspector general, you have a whole lot of mechanisms to go out there and know that these businesses are exclusively reserved for Liberians. What stopped your time, you at the Commerce Ministry, since this was enacted in 2010? What do you think stopped the implementation from 2010 up to current?
Diamond, I would think political will. This is important because when you try to crack down on some of these anomalies in the market and people are well connected, they can make telephone calls and interventions can be made. When you have a government that is determined to break that cartel and let the people exercise their rights and privileges and opportunities under the law, especially coming from the highest echelon of power in the country, you know that the executive mansion is clear about what it wants to do. So I know that those various petty traders and Liberians who have been complaining, who have been debarred for a very long time, meaningful participation in the sector, in the various sectors and in the economy will breathe an air of sigh, because I can assure you that this opportunity that has long been denied them, no more Lebanese man or Chinese or any foreign national will pick up the telephone to make a call to anybody, because the place the call is supposed to be coming from, those people now, headed by the vice president, the man is sitting right before you and examining the problems and telling you that we're no longer going to be interested in discussion. We're not going to call you here no more for any kind of discussion. We're not going to see action. So I think this is good news and this is a new day.
Thank you. Now to you, Dr. George. What's your take on this? 16 years Liberianization policy. This was enacted to protect Liberians, to give them, a wider playing field in their own economy. Listening to companies saying, look, we've been established for so long, we do not have distributors, we distribute ourselves. And this is just one aspect of businesses that are reserved for Liberians. This is just the part that says distribution of locally manufactured goods. We're talking about sand mining, we're talking about peddling, we're talking about block making, we're talking about vibrant shops, taxis, saloons, and the rest. There's a whole length of businesses that are reserved for Liberians. But the question now is, have we been protecting Liberians? Do you think this is just another photo op, another mayor campaign, or you think this might be implemented, Dr. George?
Yeah, I would crave your indulgence to ask just a question that would take only 2 seconds to answer. Mr. Bangura, how long were you Deputy Minister for Administration at the Ministry of Commerce? How long were you there?
I was there for the duration of 6 years.
Oh, you served in that position for 6 years?
Yes, I was there for 6 years.
Oh, okay. Thank you. When you were speaking, I thought you were there for 2 months or 3 months. But it seems that you were there for a long time, 6 years, and you didn't do jack. If people were coming to your office reporting, Adama asked you why you changed. You don't change a single thing, and you come with a smooth talk to us as if to say you were visiting the ministry, or you were just somebody just sitting there doing nothing, a whole deputy minister for administration.
So let me just educate you on something you don't know. When you are Deputy Minister for Education,
please, it's my time, please.
No, but you're talking to me, so let me have the latitude to inform you about.
Dr. George, when Dr. George is finished, you will respond to whatever he says.
But he asked me, so I should explain to him, right?
He answered a rhetorical question, so it was a rhetorical question.
No, it was not rhetorical. If he says rhetorical,
I'll give you the chance.
I'll give
you the chance, but let Dr. George go ahead. Mr. Bangura, just hold on a minute. You have your time.
I have a problem with that. I will hold on.
Yeah, so Dr. George, please go ahead. He's got the floor. Go ahead, Dr. George.
I think according to the law, the act that enacted the Ministry of Commerce, one of the portfolio of the Deputy Minister of Administration is to ensure policies and directives are implemented. That's what I'm seeing here. But let me go forward. Diamond, I have spoken about this on several times on different platforms. I want to thank the Vice President for speaking to this. Even if it was a photo op, at least it's in the public domain. And we can have conversation like this. There are 16 industries that we set aside for Liberians But yet and still we have Chinese who are selling sand when that is a Liberian industry. So let me congratulate this vice president. And I'm excited that we are talking about this now and have come into the public space, and that this conversation should continue. In fact, the same act says that if a foreigner comes to our country and want to do business, he should come with $500,000. And if he has less than $500,000, he should have Liberian partners. So congratulations, Mr. Vice President. I want to extend my deepest congratulations to you for taking this step. But we will be holding you responsible. We'll be looking at what's the next steps. Are these foreigners being the Ministry of Commerce? Are the inspectors going out to make sure that Lebanese are not selling sachet water or pure water or whatsoever water we call it in Liberia, that business is a Liberian-owned business? Are we going to be investigating those things and making sure that those who are illegally in that business is removed from there? Do we have the political will? As Mr. Bangura said, his administration did not have the political will, so he couldn't do nothing about it. Will the vice president have the political will? That's what I'm looking forward to. But there is a second phase to this thing. And perhaps it's the second phase that tied the hands of officers, because we have received information that there are some like subtle partner whose names are on documentations, but they play no role in those organizations. They are only part of those organizations because they need these foreigners want to participate in businesses Liberians should not be. Tonight,
are you talking about those who are said to be fronting?
Yeah, those who are fronting. They are fronting.
The vice president spoke about fronters. The commerce minister spoke about that as well.
Yeah, and tonight I want to say shame on those who are taking.
Why are you saying shame on them? Why are you shaming them?
Because the frontiers are taking peanuts and removing food from the lips of many Liberians who should be in this business. So shame on them. But I look forward to a strong stance from the Vice President office, and I must congratulate Vice President Jeremiah Combs for taking this step. I take my hats off to you, sir, tonight, and we look forward to this not just being lip service, but this don't be just being photo op, but we now see like we should and we must make Liberian rich in our country. We cannot live in a country. When Uncle Sam shared his research on this program, shocking. From Single all the way to was it ERWA Junction? He counted 25 supermarkets, and not one of them is owned by a Liberian. Hopefully, we'll be able to change this thing, and the government will support Liberians to take this thing forward. Thank you.
My question to you before I go to Tamba, Dr. George, is why have we not been able to implement this? Is it just being wicked to ourselves, or it's always been about individual benefits? If you look at this thing, it's easy to see. And while I was at the office covering that program, I started to picture those vehicles, especially the distribution vehicles of these companies. They have the markings on them, like that of Liberty Investment. You see the trucks in the market, it's got LRL with a number on it. So they take the goods directly from their factory, bring it to their own retailers. You go to these stores in Fiamma, Douala, and the rest of the places. The stores bear the names of the institutions or the companies, and they bring the goods there and they distribute. 3 companies said boldly they don't have any distributors, and we sit in a country that has got the laws on the book. Why do you think, apart from the political will lacking, is it sheer wickedness or is just individual greed?
Yeah, I would take it from 3 phases. And those of you who write and say, I don't like Bangura. Bangura is my good friend. When I in Monrovia, we're going to drink pepper soup together and eat fufu. So we just talk these things because it's critically important for us to raise them on this show. So it has nothing to do with personality thing. We talk policies on this show. So every one of us on this show, we are good friends and we do talk a lot in the background. But to go forward with this Diamond, this is the issue 1. The former minister Bangura raised the point, political will. There was a time while I was working in Liberia with an NGO, we had to move about 150 to 200 bags of rice throughout the country. When I went to deal with the rice marketeers, rice how do you call it, the importers of rice, there were hundreds of Liberians there early in the morning buying rice to distribute in the rest of the country. So having distributor is not a problem because I saw it live. Strong Liberians. In fact, some of them helped me to distribute, to move those rice to Maryland counties and other counties in the Southeast when we had to move them there. So that's the first thing, strong distribution. We have Liberians that can do it. So political will is the first thing. The second thing that I noticed in my time, because I lost, I think 200 bags around when our truck had an accident while going into Uganda. The insurance company have to also be strong to support these things, because when these trucks are moving, or these local Liberians are distributing these things, the insurance companies are not as strong in our country to support and the value chain of logistics. But there are Liberians there, and we need the political will to do this. And hopefully what my dear brother Wilfred Honorable Bankura have revealed will be something we'll understand, political will. And hopefully that's why the vice president is sharing. And then we talk about Liberians who are fronting, who knows specifically that they are not the owners of these companies, but they allow our Lebanese friends who come visiting us to news them and pull their nose, whereby giving them a chicken change at the end of the day when they themselves could be the actual distributor in the country. And finally, the inspectors are more, it appears, the inspectors are more interested in lining their pocket than being patriotic and making sure that we grow this country. Look, people, let me say this for the last time, I'll close. When we help each other in our country, support each other to survival and existence, and we are able to make each other rich in our country will be a different country. We will see things differently, we discuss things differently, we promote things differently, but we'll continue to allow foreigners to in our country while we are like in the book that says we are heroes of water and I'm sorry, we are drawers of water and heroes of wood. If we think that that is our position in our own country, we'll continue to have the challenges we have right now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Josh. Tamba, it's over to you. Same question. Weak institutions, brown envelopes, lack of good laws, that is not the problem because we have very good laws on our books. Why have we kept our people in the mud and companies can tell us clearly that, my man, I get no distributor, I the manufacturer, I distribute, I get my store bought in on the truck. They all speak the same yalla that I speak and they bring the money to me and all these things. Look at the gap in employment that we could be providing if we were to give these things to Liberians to distribute. You're talking about the drivers, you're talking about the car boys, you're talking about the clerks, you're talking about the various outlets that will be run by Liberians and the rest, and the whole lot. Why, Tamba?
Yeah, thank you, Damon. Very good question. And I think this topic, we should talk about it more often on this network, but also to create the awareness in our society. So first of all, I think the government outlook and the vice president position today under the guidance and leadership of President Boakai is welcoming, right? I think this is long overdue to really, after 16 years since the liberalization policy was passed, we are still struggling to implement this policy. But what I've said on the show, and I will say again, is that, you see, Liberia doesn't like laws, Diamond. This is a very great law that we have on the books for the last 16 years. What we like in Liberia is implementation and enforcement. And here's why we like implementation and enforcement. And I'm going to go back to the genesis of the Civil War a bit. Prior to the war, Liberia was one of the best societies in Africa, where people came from all walks of life from other countries to come and make a living in Liberia. We were known as Little America. Liberia, despite our challenges after our Civil War, we lost all morals. We lost all morals, 15 years. After that 15 years of killing, people fell after the society came back, and this started with the CPA, the Comprehensive Peace Agreement that was signed in Accra, where warlords met basically to carve out ministries to divide them among themselves as if they have earned it. Therefore, we made a mistake. And instead of putting in strong measures to prevent these people coming, they came back, they took over government, they divided the ministries, they became lawmakers, and that's what we are still paying for. That's the mistake we are still paying for. Young people now who have missed out on education, or people who have stopped halfway, return to Liberia and they're trying to make a means for themselves. They put all morals aside. They find themselves in government ministries. They find themselves as elected officials. They found themselves as appointed ministers and deputies. They don't have that will, they don't have that moral to say, no, let me put Liberia first. That's the first mistake. And we have to go back to what we made that mistake to try to correct it. And hopefully with the next generation. We need Liberia, we need a paradigm shift. You imagine someone coming from a foreign country, because, in Liberia, we tend to treat, sometimes we treat foreigners even better than our own Liberian brothers and sisters. We gave them a pass. Government officials, those who are responsible to enforce these rules, these laws, Diamond, they look the other way. They take kickbacks when those people come with small money to register businesses. Now, you imagine someone who hasn't had a job in 10 years and 20 years, a young man in their mid-30s and mid-40s, Diamond. A company comes in and approaches them and says, look, we want you, to front for us, register the business, we'll put you on a salary. That person hasn't had a job for a decade plus. What do you expect them to do? It's easy to put a blame on these people that are fronting, even though it's a wrong thing to do. But that's a mistake. That one, when Ellen Johnson was in power in 2008, I looked back to Liberia to invest. ECOMOG was in Liberia. The used car business was booming. I registered a used car business there, and we began to make money. The industry was doing very well. After a couple of years, our Lebanese brothers came into that sector. And you imagine that's one of the Liberian reserve businesses, 16 protected businesses. They took over the sector. Used cars. It was very profitable. We ended up going out of business because we could no longer compete. We bring in 1 container, 2 containers. Those guys will bring 10, 20 containers. When they get at the port, they pay for 5 containers. The rest of it, they make deals under the table. When we bring 1 container or 2 containers as Liberian, we are squeezed. We pay every penny of taxes on those cars. And eventually, sometimes you don't make a profit. You end up losing money. And if you delay, the storage gives you a hard time. And this is just an example. Today, I'm an owner of a distribution business, food and beverages. Open there in Monrovia, in my building. You've seen the building. But I'm unable to launch because I can't meet the criteria to have $150,000 before I can become a distributor of Coca-Cola, for example. That's the problem we are having because of our Liberian-owned business. Now, those foreigners are able to make the deals with their Lebanese brothers and their Chinese brothers. They are able to set up and they back them up and they are distributing. And these people are going against our laws.
But
So
you are
they-
making it to sound like these are the owners of the land and beneficiaries of the law. That's how you're making it to sound. Shouldn't it be the other way around?
It should,
Samba?
exactly. That's what I'm saying. And I'm making the case because it should be the other way around, Diamond. We are the indigenous people of this land. And anyone who comes to invest in this country must conform to our laws. But the problem, the people we have in charge of implementing those laws, on enforcing those laws, are not doing their job. It is a performance issue that we are having, but it is a moral issue as well, because people are throwing the nationalism out of the window because they want to make quick bucks. They want to get ahead because they feel that they have missed out on so many years of lack of opportunity. So now when they get the opportunity to look the other way, they take the money, they take the kickbacks. And it is our own people doing this against us, Diamond. That's what I'm trying to say. So that needs to change. We need a paradigm shift. We need to begin to really reorient even our government officials. It is not too late yet, to save some of them. But if these people are not performing, they are not going by the laws on the books, then they shouldn't be in government. They shouldn't be deputy ministers. They shouldn't be ministers. You imagine a vice president of a country has to get involved before the commerce ministry can function? It is mind-boggling.
Are you putting this at the feet of the current commerce minister that the vice president needed to put fire on her back? What are you saying? Has she not been performing? Because she told me clearly today that she wasn't shocked that these things are happening. So being aware, and it has reached this far, what are you pointing at the commerce minister?
Look, I'm not going to solely put this at the feet of the commerce minister or the current commerce minister.
You muted. I'm the one not hearing you.
Can you hear me, Diamond?
I can hear you.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So it's gonna be disingenuous to just say I'm gonna hold the current commerce minister responsible, because this is 16 years in the making, Diamond. 16 years we passed a liberalization policy, and Liberians are still struggling to benefit from this policy. What I'm saying, this is an institutional failure. This is a political will issue. We need to look to our institution and reinforce our institution. But what I'm also saying is, a vice president of a country, even though the president asks the vice president to get involved to really understand why prices are going up and how we can create opportunities in our economy for more Liberians to participate. And that's what the vice president is doing. But he shouldn't take that level of involvement before the Ministry of Commerce can function. It shouldn't take that level of involvement before LRA can function. That's what I'm saying. These entities of government have the responsibility, and they have the law on their side to get the job done. And they have to be proactive. They have to be at the forefront of finding ways to create jobs for this economy, for more Liberians to get involved and not continue to be a participant in this economy. And that's what we are trying to promote here.
Okay, Diamond just left. You know, I know Diamond referenced it, and Lorena, you're back now. I think we're about to shut down.
Thank you. Come back. Go back to you, Mr. Russell.
Yeah, no, you know, I'm glad you brought this up, and I know. Look, Tamba. No, I think we're getting some preparation going on, but you know, Mr. Bangura. You served for 6 years. Under which the administration, was it the previous Unity Party administration or the recent just ended CDC administration? Which one of those administrations you served from? Are you hearing?
The recent administration, Winfrey, can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, no, I can hear you now. No, okay, so no, good. So the most recent administration for 6 years, and you know, this is critically important, right? And this is not to begrudge any one particular administration, and we know how important this is. This policy is to ensure that it is implemented fully and thoroughly. You know, it has to be done. It must be done in the interest of our people. But I hate when I sit, you know, in these conversations or have this type of conversation. It just seems like we're continuously trying to scapegoat the Lebanese and the Indians and foreigners all the time. We keep talking about that. When the onus is on us, the Liberian lawmaker, the Liberian government officials, the likes of you, Mr. Bangura, who served for 6 years, will with the responsibility to ensure that this law was implemented. That's my qualm. That's part of what I have problem with. So, you know, we can beat on the Lebanese all day long. We can scapegoat them all day long. But at the end of the day, the blame sit at the doorsteps of our government officials. You know, I mean, that's just it. And you know, and the entrenched corruption in our country. I mean, we all know this. We talk about this. I was just talking about this stuff on the plane the other day, not knowing about this event that just took place with the vice president.
You know, Mr. Russell.
So I mean, so we have to look at ourselves. They said we are the people in the mirror. We have to look at ourselves.
Mr. Russell, this is all correct. I had the opportunity, it was the honor of my life to serve. I served with a team, and the DMA is in no way responsible for policies governing, businesses or commerce. But I work with a team. When we fail, we come coming for the failure. When we succeed, we all come in for the success. So I'm not going to take myself out of that. We work as a team. I can tell you that we had a very important responsibility. We met the problem there, and unfortunately, we left it there. It was a failure. That's why our government was removed from power, because what the Liberian people want is progress. They want their government to take, measures that will improve their lives and give them the opportunity to exploit their full potential, to work in a sector where they will not be, a spectator, as the former president said. Had we done a better job, our government would have still been in power today. So I come for the failure as I will come for the success. And this is the reason why the Liberian people chose another government. And that's just the fact about it. And I reference political will. When you see a leadership acting in a different way, a way that is very distinguished from what you saw during your tenure there, you know that, it's a new ball game. So because I worked in the sector, I listened to the voices in the sector, I listened to the complaints in the sector. I know that even some of our own people, like you talk about fronting, some of our own people are guilty of that. They front for these foreigners. I know that. But at the same time, there's responsibility of leadership that comes from the top. And if you should be a successful government, you should be very deliberate in executing policies on the book, going after even your own people if they are fronting. If they are caught fronting, you use the law. There are laws on the books against fronters. We deal with fronters, and they will stop that ugly act. And the 16 or more businesses set aside for Liberians, you have foreigners in it doing it. We take action, use the law. You're not going to be xenophobic here, or you're not going after, foreign people. You're just implementing your law. And other countries have got laws. They have got the responsibility to execute their own laws. It is you and I who have our own laws, and we are not executing our laws. So when you have the opportunity to serve, you have, it's a secret responsibility. You got to do your best. But, my own man, Dr. Josh, it's a teamwork. It's a teamwork. It's not one man's work.
You not answer the question good. Don't go down outside, because I was coming to say thank you for answering the question.
I'll be looking forward to the fufu and the soup.
Thank you, Mr. Bangura. Thank you, Mr. Bangura. You're very forthright and took ownership. I think that's great. So, Tamba, let's go to Tamba, and then we can just wrap it up, Lorena. After Tamba, except Dr. George, you have something else to add, after Tamba, and then we can just wrap it up.
No, I'm good. I just want to thank Bangura for taking responsibility. Thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you, Winfrey. I'm just going to be quick. Look, and I understand sometimes, when we're on the show, we hit at each other. Emmanuel George being ANC and Bangura being MDR, so it's a ruling position versus opposition. But Bangura, as former deputy minister, was just a small, minute element in a whole cork system that needs transformation, that needs changing. Look, we understand that this president is trying, and the vice president is aligned with his boss, and they are doing everything they can to transform and move this country forward. But the entrenched corruption in Liberian institution, public institution, must be addressed. That's the elephant in the room. And as you rightly said, Russell, we can blame the foreigners all day. The Lebanese are organized, the Chinese are coming, they are sticking together. The Fulanese now, they have if not 15 to 20 or 25% of our economy as well. They have full time, they organize themselves. We Liberians, we are there. We are not united. We are not organized. Even our Liberian business associations, you know, when we have small money, instead of trying to build one another up, we are trying to see what we can get, what part and portion we can get quickly. And that's where the paradigm shift needs to happen. But it also starts, Russell, it also goes back to education. We need to continue educating and changing the mindset of Liberians. You see, to change a country, Russell, you know that. I mean, you are all educated people on this show. It's not going to happen overnight. We have a whole generation that was lost in this war, barely made it out. We were the young boys, you know, that were sought after to be recruited during the wartime. Some of us got out, but many of our young people today, between the ages of 20 to 35 to 45, they missed out, and they are the majority in our society. They don't have a future. Some of them are hopeless. And that's where we need to look. We made a mistake. Liberia made a big mistake. We need to look at those people and begin to create pathways for them. Get these young people off of the motorcycles and the tricycles and the pen. Find trades for them so that they can become productive members of society. And the ministers and people who come into government, we need to reorient how people are coming to government. It's not about enriching yourself. It's about service. It always has to be about service. You should come to government. You should serve with honor and integrity so that when you leave, you know, you will always be proud of your service. And we have to, you know, push that message forward so that this government and future government can continue to look at the people in government. If they're not performing, remove them, bring people who can perform, and hold people accountable. Accountability matters. Thank you so much for the time, Winfrey and Lorena.
Thank you. And thanks to you all for listening and watching us this evening. Mr. Wilfred J.S. Bangura, thanks for joining us and for contributing your insights into this discourse. I think it was a fascinating conversation. And also like to say thanks to Mr. Cassell Kua, who came in to share his thoughts with us and talk about his side of the story relative to what is going on there at the Liberia Football Association elections and all of that. And the great Dr. Emmanuel George, your presence here today was invaluable. We appreciate it. Thanks for your contribution every night coming on and sharing your insights here too is truly honorable and welcome. And to my good old friend and the entrepreneur in chief and a big businessman, Mr. Tamba D. Agelas, thanks for your contribution, your insight. Every evening you sacrifice your time that you could have been with your family or loved ones, but you're here working, sharing, contributing to this discourse and trying to provide solution to the many problems in Liberia. So we appreciate you. We appreciate your presence here. And Lorena, thanks for producing. And we see you again. My name is Winfred Russell. It's been a wonderful time. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Winfred. And thank you, Lorena. Good night and have a wonderful one. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you, guys.
Good night, guys. See you.
Okay, guys.
All right, I tell you, Spoon Talk ends now, and we just want to say so many thanks to all of you for being on the show. Yeah.
You want to know what is happening more often to Spoon. Politicians want to make their decision just to Spoon.
It has been another thought-provoking presentation, again, that grabbed the audience attention, as always.
Yeah, to Spoon.
Always on Spoon Talk, challenging questions are asked and stories are told. We'd like to say thank you for watching, for following, for commenting, for sharing, for listening, for calling in. You are really, really important to us. We appreciate you. Spoon Talk returns tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
You got a Spoon Radio to Spoon.
This show is brought to you live on Spoon 107.5 FM, Fabric 101.1 FM, Super 95.5, and via right here on Spoon TV Live, and also on Fabric TV Live, Super TV Live, and on YouTube We appreciate all of our YouTube subscribers. Our handle is Phone Talk. My name is Lorena Honor. We're always asking you to put God first in whatever you do. And again, I say Happy New Month.